The Holy War is here.
The Holy War.
And the Zone is getting you ready for a historic battle between the Utes and the Cougars.
Watching Utah on film, really talented team with so many different weapons, and that's in all three phases. And when you know you're going up against Kyle Whittingham and his staff, the players are going to be well coached, they'll be tough, and they'll be physical.
What have you seen from BYU quarterback Bear Bachmeier?
You know, I'm just going to focus on us this week, our guys, our coaches, so I'm not going to give much thought on the opponent this week. And so, really, you have to ask them, what they think of Bear.
The things that A-Rod has been able to do when everybody was so concerned about a true freshman leading our team, I think everyone should give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to get done with Bear. And Bear himself deserves that too. But with all that said and done, man, I want to keep him humble. Our goal is to stay humble and stay hungry.
Holy War coverage on the Zone is presented by UCCU. Love where you bank. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hans Olsen, Scott Gerard. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hope you're all having a great Tuesday. Fired up to continue on Rivalry Week. Danny Ainge will join us tomorrow at 12:30 for his weekly conversation. And, the Utah BYU might come up.
Oh, could.
It may very well come up.
I'm actually excited to hear how he fared in his BYU-Utah matchups back in the day.
That's a great question.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea. That was before my time. So
I don't even know if I've ever asked a basketball player or basketball coach if that rivalry means as much to them as it did to us as a football team. Is it as ingrained in basketball? Because remember, you got the Larry Kraskowiak thing where he canceled the game and cited safety issues.
Yeah.
And I think bought out the game.
Oh, yeah, with his own money. Chris Hill made him use his own money to pay for it.
Because he felt like an Emory was it an Emory?
I think it was an Emory, but he felt like essentially one of his kids was going to get punched or physically assaulted.
He felt like the rivalry brand was getting too intense or something. And he bought out the game. And I remember thinking, holy cow, is the basketball rivalry passing the football rivalry? But I want to know from Danny Ainge just how intense it was for him back in the 80s.
Yeah. Late or early 80s.
Early 80s, right?
Yeah. So, there's so many different ways to look at this game. And tomorrow we'll have our Cougar preview show. So we'll spend 2 hours tomorrow talking about this game from BYU's angle. Then on Thursday, it'll be the Utah preview show from 1 to 3. And then on Friday, Alema Harrington and Ron McBride will join us. So we'll get both sides of their thoughts on this one. But, there's so many things at play here, Hans, that when you have teams that are this close, that are mirror images of themselves, at least statistically, it's really hard to get a gauge on how this thing's going to play out.
Well, were you surprised to see Utah a 3.5-point favorite?
Yes, very much so.
At Lavelle Edwards Stadium?
BYU, a 3-point home dog, surprises me big time.
Yeah, 3.5 points.
So
beyond a field goal.
Yes. I imagine that number is going to move quite a bit. And so, you always say the home team gets 3 points, or you're essentially – Vegas is essentially, if this was neutral site, saying Utah would be a 6-point favorite.
Do you think that Utah being in a dogfight battle and an eventual loss and a bit of an embarrassment on the Big Noon against Texas Tech is a good thing, a positive, or do you think it's a negative? Because they've already gone through a Big Noon weekend.
Yeah.
They've already gone through the dust thing, and it went really poorly for them, and we all watched that game. And Texas Tech is really good. Now everybody I talk to says, no, Texas Tech's one of the top 5 teams in the country. So I'm starting to really buy into that. BYU's got Texas Tech coming up in 4 weeks with the bye week. But so I'll get to see them up close in person. I'm really excited to study film and get ready for that game. But do you think it's hurting them or helping them?
I think it's going – you mean in terms of their preparation for this Saturday?
Yeah, just the complete the complete component of it, that they played one of the best teams in the country on national television and already sat at the desk with all these jokesters and did the whole Big Noon thing. Do you think
I think it's helpful because they know what they did wrong, and you can build from that. It would have been really helpful had it been a noon kickoff. Because they're like, we definitely know how to prepare for this. and what we did wrong and how to fix it. But I do think that there was, look, if you're Kyle Whittingham, you're taking notes on everything. Like, okay, we did this wrong. We gave too much access here. We got too distracted on this. So let's button this up. Don't let Matt Leinart come walking into your practice and talking up your guys and keeping us away from our jobs. Let's buckle this up. So I think they'll be more prepared. I think for this individual game, it's a good thing.
I got to tell you, Scotty, it has been extremely rewarding being on the road and being able to call these BYU games. It's rewarding. But the Colorado game and the Arizona game were exhausting. You're talking about a 14-point deficit, and you're talking about a 10-point deficit with 11 minutes left.
Yeah.
And this BYU team has become a hold on to the seat of your pants. This is going to be a crazy ride type team. Now, what's incredible is I've watched them galvanize. I've watched them fight through adversity. I've watched them lose the turnover battle now in back-to-back weeks against West Virginia and Arizona and find a way to win, losing a turnover battle with a true freshman quarterback. And I've watched so many different adjustments and schematic changes based on who they're playing and what the scenario was. And I'm like, this team, I can't tell if they're going to beat everybody they play based off of how they make adjustments and how they never say die, or if it's got a bit of an inflated 6-0 feel. Like, boy, they have won narrow games against a decent Colorado team and a good Arizona team. Not great, a good Arizona team. And so I'm looking at this BYU team like, all right, well, what are they? Like, realistically, what are they? And I think that this is a team that is built on defensive leadership, and that's why you got to have Jack Kelly.
Yeah, yep.
Kalani Sitake sitting Jack Kelly against Arizona, against Noah Fafita, who is a similar style quarterback to Devin Dampier, who you knew was going to get in gaps and lanes and extend drives and be a problem. And Kalani had the wherewithal to say, I know you want to play, and I know you probably can. We're going to wait because we need you at LaVell Edwards Stadium, and you know how big this one is, Jack. So I think that was smart. But I think that this is a team that you can hang your hat on their defensive effort and ability. And I think it's a team that now has a true freshman that's gone through 6 battles that's starting to feel really good about himself.
Yeah, he's not a true freshman anymore.
No, he's feeling really good about himself.
Yeah.
And I can't quite wrap my brain around the Vegas minus 3.5. I could have probably understood Utah minus 1.5, maybe, because they're battle tested and they just beat the brakes off Arizona State. I just finished the second half of that game. They were rotating in seconds midway through the third. Scotty, like they had Arizona State wrapped up.
Oh yeah, never in doubt.
Never in doubt. And it was like, okay, I can understand it. But I do think that Vegas is still looking at a true freshman and saying, no, we don't believe it. We don't believe what we're seeing. We don't believe that he led back-to-back drives on the road against a top 10 at the time Arizona defense. Arizona was a top 10 statistical defense overall, run, pass, everything. And very good at getting in lanes and getting sacks, getting TFLs. And he led back-to-back drives to gather 10 points and then scored in back-to-back overtimes, including a tuck and run in overtime number 2 to win that game. How does that not start to prove to Vegas, like you mentioned, he's not a true freshman anymore.
Yeah.
He's taken off that green cap and he's exchanged it now for just the typical cap, and you got to extend a little bit of respect to him.
Oh,
but Vegas isn't.
Not yet. Not yet.
I do think Morgan Scalley will.
Oh, I guarantee that.
I think they've got his full attention.
Well, and if Bear Bachmeier wins this game and plays well, and BYU wins this game, there's no more hiding him. Like, there's no more skeptics. You can't have any issues with Bear Bachmeier anymore.
If BYU were to beat Utah, now BYU moved to number 15 in the AP. And what are we, a week away from the first CFP rankings?
I think it's week 8, so maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks away?
Maybe it's week 7. I'm not sure.
If BYU finds a way through this one, they crack the top 10. They beat a number 23 Utah team.
How do they beat Utah?
It won't be anything more than a fingernail.
So if it's a 24-21 game, Bear Bachmeier throws 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
For 210.
For 210, yeah, I'd say so. I think so. If Bear Bachmeier really struggles, but the defense saves the day.
And Utah has 5 turnovers.
Yeah, and Utah lives, then maybe not. But there'll be a lot of eyeball tests on this one for BYU.
But I think that it is going to have, and I would say on the flip side, if Utah beats BYU, Utah goes from 23 in the top 18.
Yes.
I think it's a really good indicator for both.
All right, Hans and Scotty, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The wheel is loaded, and it's time to talk some sports. This is Sports Roulette with Hans and Scotty on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, coming up on Thursday, Hans and I will be hanging out with our good friends at Beehive Mills. You looking for a Beehive Mill? Well, go to beehivemills.com. You hear us talk about it. We love it. Well, you can have it get sent right to your home. Go to beehivemills.com and listen tomorrow and Thursday. We'll have them in studio from 1 to 3 for your Cougar and Ute preview shows. All right, with that, let's get to it. Lloyd, fire up that wheel.
Big 12 just killed a man.
Yes, they did. Their Twitter account is ruthless. And so a press conference with Brent Venables, the head coach of Oklahoma, and talked about how difficult it is playing in the SEC. He said, well, this isn't the old Big 12 days where Oklahoma destroyed everybody every single week except for maybe one game of the year. Well, the Big 12 just retweeted it and said, Coach Venables lost 8 conference games in his 2 years in the Big 12.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's right around half.
That would be half. Yes.
Uh-huh. Wow. That's a good comeback. That's a nice shot.
I like that it's coming from the official Big 12 account, too.
I wonder if Venables sees it. I guarantee he's going to see it.
He'll hear about it at least.
I guarantee he's going to see it. Yeah, the Big 12 is different. You know, that first year, Scotty, that our market really jumped into it, me, you, and everybody went out to the Big 12 media days out at the Star, and Texas and Oklahoma were the marquee, and everybody was untouchable, and it was such a circus. The Big 12, now I was only a part of that Big 12 one time, that Big 12 media day, one time. And it just felt clunky and private and awkward. It's gotten much better over the last 2 years. It just feels like it's more of a family-based. I feel like Oklahoma and Texas look down their nose at everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Not just the newcomers, but everybody. And I kind of feel like the ones that have stayed in the Big 12 are kind of happy they're gone.
Oh, I get that vibe for sure. Texas Tech, Kansas State, they're like, yeah, get lost.
But to that point, it's like it was a more difficult conference at times, but Texas was down for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And Oklahoma was down for a long time. That does surprise me, though. Venables lost 8 games in the 2 years that he was there.
Yeah.
That must be accurate.
Oh,
I mean, they would know.
If the Big 12 is tweeting it out, it's got to be accurate. But, yeah, I don't remember it being that bad for him, but it was.
Well, good for them on that, that tweet.
Lloyd, spin it.
Nick needs your help.
This is kind of a sad story. You remember Nick Mangold, who played for the Jets forever.
Very well. Offensive lineman.
Yeah, he just sent out
He's good.
He sent out a statement via the New York Jets. So the Jets sent it out for him. And I'll just read this verbatim. He goes, "This isn't an easy message to share, but I want to be open about what's happening with me and my health. In 2006, I was diagnosed with a genetic defect that has led to chronic kidney disease. After a rough summer, I'm undergoing dialysis every day as we look for a kidney transplant.
Holy cow.
I always knew this day would come, but I thought I had more time. Unfortunately, I do not have any family able to donate at this time, so that's why I'm reaching out to you, our New York Jet community. I am in need of a kidney donor with type O blood. If you're willing to find out," and he goes through on how you can get yourself screened to see if you're a possible candidate. But he says, "I'm thankful for my family, and they've been my rock every step of the way. While this has been a tough stretch, I'm staying positive and focused on the path ahead." So hopefully a Jets fan sees that, goes, "Nick, I'll give you my kidney." And he can find a match out there. But right now he can't find a match, and he's on dialysis. That went fast.
Daily.
Yeah.
I've heard that that's miserable.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know the extent of it. I don't know what it's all about, but I've heard.
A good friend of mine who was my color analyst for basketball, Lance Beckert, was on dialysis for a significant amount of time and fortunately found a match, an old friend of his.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. And he got his transplant, and his quality of life just changed like that.
If Lloyd was on dialysis and you were the only match for Lloyd, would you?
I would do it in a second.
Lloyd, how do you think?
I wish you were in studio so the camera could see your face.
There was no shaking of
Hey,
head.
enjoy it while you can, and have no camera on you on remotes, because that's going to change. But I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
You need a kidney, Lloyd, and if I'm a match, let's go.
Just to make you feel.
You remember back when Witt used to demand people's kidneys?
I know. I was going to work in like a Whittingham thing. I'm like, I can't probably do that.
Just to make you feel better, I think Lloyd might decline your offer. He'd be like, "No, I'm not taking Scotty's kidneys.
No, that's a Bronco kidney. I don't want that.
I'm not. You're not putting that Bronco blue
I'd rather die.
in my body."
Yeah.
Maybe the Raiders will win one for me in my last year. Maybe they'll do that for me.
I could see Lloyd turn down your kidney, turn down my kidney.
Yeah.
Just be like too stubborn for it.
Does Vince Evans have a kidney? I'll take that one.
Would you take Vince Evans' kidney over Lloyd's? Over Scotty's, Lloyd?
I don't know if Vince is still with us, so I don't think his kidney's available.
Ans and Scotty will wrap up this bad boy next. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
It's another battle for the Aggies, and the KSL Sports Zone has it covered. Utah State returns home for a Friday night battle against San Jose State. Your home for all the play-by-play coverage of Aggie football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. This is Hans Olsen and Scotty G, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, wrapping up another edition of the show. These shows go by fast, man.
Tomorrow's going to be even faster.
Seems like he just got here.
I know, it does, doesn't it? Tomorrow we'll be in studio. And tomorrow we've got two legends of the rivalry.
Yes.
Eric Weddle and Max Hall will join us on tomorrow's show to kind of set the scene for the rivalry. We'll get their takes on where BYU and Utah are right now. Eric is in the middle of an amazing start to a coaching career. Max Hall just left a coaching position, and I am petitioning to get him back here to the state of Utah. Maple Mountain, I know you need a coach.
Oh, here we go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's an easy call.
Yeah.
The dude could bring some Arizona flair and come into the state and do a great job. So excited to catch up with both of these legendary rivalry icons.
Yep. And that also includes our Cougar Preview Show, which begins at 1 o'clock. So from 1 to 3, nothing but BYU chatter. On Thursday, nothing but Utes from 1 to 3. Frank Dolce will be hanging out with us as well. So Frank has got some thoughts on the rivalry, I'm sure.
If you want to set your clock to those interviews, Eric Weddle at 12:05. Max Hall will kick off our Cougar Preview Show at 1:05.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.